are in South Africa.
There's nothing not to like about this.
Cheers, boys.
And we've collated the ultimate list of must-try South African food from locals,
Top chefs and our South African community of things that we have to try. That might be perfect.
For me, it's not just about a plate of food, it's all the stories that come with it.
because we have no idea what the dishes are. Instead, we've been given a series of places to go and people to meet, where all will be revealed.
You are no more guests, you are a family.
You're lost for words. I've never seen Jamie lost for words.
Oh, and did we mention we only have 24 hours in each city?
Completely blown our minds.
Oh wow.
This is special.
That is the most unbelievable day of people and food.
Working alongside the South African Tourism Board, I've started the boys' adventure in Durban, South Africa's third largest city. A gateway city that acts as a brilliant stop-off before safari in the Kruger National Park. Durban is a place where Zulu heritage meets Indian spice and modern South African creativity. So where better to begin than having Tabo, a local guide, drive them a short distance out of the city to seek out their first encounter.
So we've come about 30 minutes outside of Durban into one of the townships. It's called Inanda. We've been told to meet Togo, who is the culture junkie. He's going to show us around. But that's all we know.
This right?
Yeah, this right.
Tabo, just to let you know, Ben's directions are famously terrible.
Oh, really?
So I wouldn't trust them right now.
He
He struggles around
struggles a lot.
London, let alone here.
I was so hopeful.
I got a Zulu GPS drop.
Yeah.
She dropped a pin and she said, find me here.
Dadbury! Evers! Yes! Kill Cavacado. How are you? Very well.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine and
Pleasure to meet you. Very good.
Love these earrings.
So, welcome. This area is known, well, the general name is Inanda, but this local area is Matigwe. It's
Beautiful.
Yeah. From here, you are no more guests. You are a family. It's very funny because men don't belong in the kitchen in our culture. But just for today, I will allow men to go to
Excellent.
the kitchen.
Yes.
Let's go and go to the kitchen.
We're in South Africa.
Yes, we are.
Sounds like a nice.
Welcome home.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome home. What a
Nice to meet you. Guys, this is Cindy, her name, but she's Mrs. Hlongwane.
Spaz. Spaff.
Say it again.
Spaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spaff.
That's like somebody is trying to learn talking or speaking.
Back to basics. That's us. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know whether you've learned how to greet in Zulu.
No.
Zulu language is the easiest language in the world. Not because I'm Zulu. But look at people when they, if you were here for 3 months, 6, or a year, you would speak Zulu. 2-3 years, you would be fluent. Okay. When you meet a person to say hello, you say sawubona. Sawubona. And you hello back, you say yebo.
Yebo.
Yes. We also have clicks. Frog is ikoko. Uqamu is a monitor lizard. So
Is it click from here or up
everywhere.
top? Everywhere.
You play around with your tongue, with your upper and lower mouth. And yes, but it doesn't go here. It's just here. Okay, guys, it's not Zulu lessons. We're just gonna cook with you what we call uputu. Uputu is a mixture. It's like your maize meal. Mm-hmm. Yes. You pour water in the pot. When it's boiling, you put a little bit of salt for taste. We're gonna cook wild herbs. Instead of spinach, it's nice, you will hear, but you're gonna cook that. Mr. Hlongwane, as I said, a man doesn't belong to the kitchen in our culture. But Mr. Hlongwane, I think because he's a pastor, he decided to be very kind to the family. You're gonna cook with him the village chicken and dumplings.
Oh, right. Yes.
Amazing. I'm very excited for this.
We've had a handful of moments in the 15 years of doing Sorted where it's just completely blown our minds, and I think this is about to be another one of them. Being invited into a family's home to cook traditional food with them and then share it with them and learn about their culture and their traditions and their way of life. Honour, privilege, respect, it's all of those words.
Who's making dumplings? You're doing dumplings? I cannot wait to find out how well you make dumplings.
you know I make good dumplings, Jamie. You know I do. These are dombolo, one of the first items on the list. A traditional Zulu dumpling, a bit like steamed and boiled bread made from wheat flour, salt, yeast, and nowadays a little bit of baking powder to get the rise going quicker.
Oh, you know how to do that.
Just whack it.
Even with the...
I find it so therapeutic.
And is it important to have muscles whilst you're doing this?
So then I keep it. Yeah, you've done it. It's ready.
With Baz nailing the dombolo, it was time for Jamie to put his hand to the abhutu inside. A crumbly maize meal dish, often served alongside stews, meats and veggies. And another South African dish ticked off.
I need some cornmeal, Ben. A little bit, stay all over. There you are. So for now, I'm just letting both water and cornmeal to know each other. You guys are together, you're gonna make a meal, and this is stuff that my mother taught me. When you're cooking, somebody that gets into the house mustn't see what you are cooking. You can see there's big clots, but I'm gonna kill them as the pot is cooking, because they will unite as soon as they get the warmth and heat. Because what I've realized, and my mother taught me, that if you use your hand when eating, that's the best. You feel the food. You roll it. While rolling, the mouth, the heart is ready. And you put it in.
It's another way of connecting. Another way of connecting with your food.
Yes.
You have all of your senses working.
Yes.
When you're shoveling with a spoon, you eat too much.
Are you left-handed?
I am.
Wow.
Wow.
As a mother, if you gave birth to a child that showed that he, especially boys, he is left-handed, you were supposed to teach him to forget about using his left hand. Because by the time he joins King Shaga's military, King Shaga wanted everyone to, every militant
uniform.
to use the right hand. Because you know why? All the Zulu military members will hold the spears on the right and the shield on the left.
And you don't want some idiot doing it the wrong.
Yes. Guys, it's better than mine.
For a lefty.
For left-handed, not bad.
These are
Amazing.
the herbs that I was talking about, wild herbs. We call wild herbs imfino. The Zulu name of it, imbuya. When I grew up, we ate this on a daily basis. This is one of the herbs that can raise a dying person, especially when it has got flowers. You boil and let somebody drink as a tea.
A few boys from the village helped by getting a fire going. Then Ebbers joined Cindy's husband outside to tackle village chicken.
We don't put cooking oil and everything. We just put our chickens, we add water, we put some cubes, we put some onions. Then we'll wait until once it boils. So it will tell us how much salt you have to put so that it must not be too salty.
Yeah, you're listening to the pot rather than the other way around.
Exactly.
The chicken's in charge.
The chicken's in charge, yes.
Good dough there, Baz.
Thank you.
They're not small dumplings.
So over the fire, water, onions, chicken, some stock cubes. Boil, boil, boil. All the flavour comes out of the chicken and the bones. And then the dombolo, the big steamed bread or dumpling, yeast and baking powder. I've never seen them done like whole. Normally back home there'd be lots of small little dumplings. Fascinated.
Chicken and dumplings have been cooked.
The
herbs.
biggest dumpling I've ever seen in my life.
That is a dump, it's not a dumpling, is it?
A beautiful steamed bread, dombolo.
The herbs have been cooked. The
Topo.
topo's been cooked.
We've seen a lot of it be cooked in real time, but we've also been told there's some stuff that's been prepared ahead of time because it takes a long time. I think we're about to feast.
I've also been told that it's rude not to eat everything. So,
So this is what we prepared with you, which is the dumpling and the chicken. So this is the only way it would be presented by the wife in the olden days to the husband. If it has got its legs outside, that's not respect. It needs to fold its arms to respect the husband. This is the putu we cooked with you.
Yeah.
This is the wild herb imifino. This is the cow head meat.
Wow.
Bovine. This is chicken feet, one of the delicacy food that we have in our culture, and we would get from the supermarkets the feet and the heads. They were calling it walkies and talkies.
Walkies and talkies.
This is our local non-alcoholic drink. It's known as amaheu. Nicely well prepared. You add whatever flavor you want to add. This is pineapple flavor. But this is your porridge, your normal breakfast porridge with cornmeal. It's made out of that. What else?
Thank you so much for sharing not just the food but the process. I can't wait to dig in.
walkies?
Obviously.
Giant dumplings are the way forward. There's so much more surface to just soak up that juice.
Like a steamed bread. But the fact that it's been steamed and boiled in that chicken soup, and you saw the colour of that broth that came off of it. No fat added to the pan.
No.
All just from healthy chickens. That chicken has walked to life. The thighs, much chewier than we are used to, but the flavour on it is phenomenal.
Cowhead is a brand new experience for me. Cheers.
Oh wow.
A bit of brisket.
That is delicious.
That is some of the
Melt in
most
the mouth.
tender, melt in the mouth beef I've ever had.
We've got walkies.
Cooked so well. It's a bit like little fish bones.
I had chickens, and I know what they walk around in. Oh gosh, everyone's doing it.
It's on my dish.
Everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it.
It's amazing. This is very simple food. There is hardly any ingredients that have gone into any of this. And time has been one of the things that's made it so good.
Love and care. For me, it's not just about a plate of food, it's all the stories that come with it. It's great.
You see these places on TV. You come here on a holiday, and you can see it all firsthand, which makes a massive difference. But I don't think there's anything better than eating the food to really embrace.
A taste of a place.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Oh,
And
we've been
meet the
so
people.
lucky to actually cook the food
No,
as well.
yeah.
Amazing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The fermented
Cheers.
maize pineapple fermented drink.
Oh, that is a very familiar sweet that we have in the UK. What is that sweet?
That is a. It's a
Hubba
pineapple.
bubba. That's a hubba bubba.
Yeah,
That's a pineapple hubba bubba.
Yeah,
Made from corn.
tutti frutti.
It's a tutti frutti hubba
Yeah.
bubba.
It is tutti
Yeah.
frutti.
Yeah.
Made from corn, slightly soured, flavoured with pineapple, but because it's fermented, you also get all the other just fermenting funk.
Yeah.
That's absolutely delicious.
Thank you so much. I'm glad my sister chose us, that you could come and visit us. It has been a very great joy for us to have you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been, honestly, it's been an absolute honour for us to come and spend the morning with you and to get even the slightest insight into your way of life and the food. It's been, yeah.
Food and cooking is the most generous gift, and you gave with open arms, so thank you.
Can we finish with a round of applause?
Thank you.
Well done, everybody.
Despite being offered a bed for the night, it was sadly time for them to say goodbye and jump back on the road and head back to the city. But not before a quick introduction to some Zulu dancing.
Thank you, thanks. 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 Thank you, thanks.
Amazing.
Can we learn one move? Go again.
Maybe you should have stretched first, Baz.
Amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
The next stop back on the outskirts of the city is Goundons, one of the best rated places in Durban for the iconic dish, a bunny chow.
Yes.
Better still, we've arranged for them to meet Vasantha, a local food writer, journalist and former CEO of the African news agency, to learn the significance of this iconic dish.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Goodness me, look at that. There's a bed on the side, Baz.
Wow.
Okay.
So when someone is reviewing a bunny chow, these are the things they look for. One is that it must hold its shape, obviously.
I mean, that one looks like it's already giving way with the weight of the
The
mutton.
second, it must be overflowing.
This is the kind of dish that speaks to my heart.
Oh, yes, same.
If you explained it to somebody,
Yeah.
and they would look at you and be like, so sorry, hang on, you're hollowing out a whole loaf of bread. Yeah. And you're filling it with curry. Yeah. I'm in.
There's nothing not to like about
No.
this. There's been a trend so far in Africa that you eat with your hands.
You have to eat it with your fingers.
Surely not here. Look here.
Yes, you do. Which is why there's a little
cutlery, but kind of with a bit of
He brought your cutlery because you're all white. You've got to start by holding it on two sides and basically peeling it open. So you grab a piece of bread and you pick up a piece of meat or potato. Yeah, and that's the perfect sharing.
Oh, well, you know what? I was worried it would be too hot, but it's just about right.
Cheers, boys.
Bit of potato.
Eating it with your fingers, yes. There's nothing sophisticated about it at all.
Look, there's very few things in life we put inside our bodies, and food is one of them, so it is incredibly intimate.
As you can see, it's a curry, so its provenance is India. In 1860 was when the first indentured labourers were brought on ships from India to Durban to work on the sugarcane plantations. As we've unpacked our history more, we've seen it for what it was, which is effectively slavery.
Yeah.
And it was from all parts of India, but a lot from the south of India. So you'll find the Durban curry has got a South Indian flavor profile. So they brought with them in their pockets things like curry leaf, some of the aromatics, some of the spices, and some of the things that they would use in their own cooking, they brought with them on those ships and planted it. They were followed kind of in the early 18th century by what are called passenger Indians. These are business people out of India who had decided there's opportunity for them, commercial opportunity. Most of them came from Gujarat. And people from Gujarat are typically called banyas. So belief is that the first person who made a bunny chow, most probably a cafe in town called Capitans, which was owned by a Gujarati businessman, a banya, hence bunny chow. That's the theory. The second theory is that it actually originates out of apartheid itself, because you must remember then in the 1940s, apartheid's at its height, you've got separate development, whites only restaurants, whites only cafes, and that restaurants started doing this to be able to serve people, mostly of Indian origin, out of a window at the back, who were not allowed in because they were not white. And something that's portable, basically
Right,
portable
this is the version
food.
of the Cornish pasty.
It's a version of the Cornish pasty.
I don't want that in mind.
No, it started like that. Something portable for the working man, because, man.
I think it's a celebration of so many things. We've said this many times on this trip. The food can stand alone and be delicious, but without the context and the story of how it came to be, it doesn't really sort of hit the soul.
Bunny chow very quickly became the food of Durban. Like owning it has been very important to our identity as a people. So you say, let's go crush a bunny. So there's a whole terminology. You can see why.
That's what you did. You really did crush a bunny.
Enjoy the rest of your visit.
The next location we're sending them to makes the most of both the coastal location of Durban with plenty of seafood and a taste of flavours that many Portuguese Mozambicans brought with them to South Africa after Mozambique's independence in 1975.
I know that, right?
I think we found it.
Joiters, a family-run spot, has a small but delicious menu for the boys to tackle another item on the list: piri-piri prawns.
Yes.
Excellent. This is the kind of food that brings theatre to the table.
Love it.
And we've got peri-peri prawns, sardines, and a flaming sausage. Dig in. Oh wow. Let's go. First we get sweet prawn, and then the piri-piri.
So smoky.
We always think about piri-piri as being Portuguese.
Yeah.
And it's not. Piri-piri is Swahili for pepper. So it's pepper, pepper.
I'm so used to in the UK having food that's come over from somewhere else and going, it's good, but it's not as good as what I had it
On holiday.
on a holiday in that place. The difference here is it belongs here.
Yeah. Also, so much of the food we've had cooked on the bone, even the fish. Oh wow.
Oh, that is.
Oh wow.
That might be perfect.
They've served it with huge chunks of lemon to squeeze over.
No,
I don't
no.
want to. Because that just tastes of
Oh.
sardine butter almost. It's so the oils of the fish are so strong.
I've had a lot of bad sardines. I think this might be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, genuinely,
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
partridge always, which is when it's cooked well, you don't have to worry about the bones
No.
because the flesh falls off. And what you're left is a Tom and Jerry style
Oh my god.
skeleton. I also see this because I associate it with Portugal as sunshine food. Sardines, prawns, chorizo, small plate, cold beer. And that's what also Durban is given.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot, slightly humid,
Yeah.
but it's got sunshine seaside vibes. I can see why people keep coming back.
Yeah. When I thought of South Africa, this is not what I had in mind at all. I had Soweto, I had the inland kind of vibes, I had safari. In the back of my head, I thought I'd be eating zebra. Very, very eye-opening, this one.
Yeah.
Right, the sausage has died out. Dig in. Smoky, garlicky,
Whoa.
a little warmth of hot paprika.
Is this?
I don't know, he brought it to the table separately. Have you found the piri-piri? Is it
That's
hot,
not
hot?
That's not piri-piri. That's piri-piri-piri-piri.
Hot, 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 hot.
Hot, 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 hot.
Considering we already had a
That's
Zulu
quite hot as
feast and then a bunny chow, which I guess was second lunch, I guess this is like first dinner. Because it's still, he says, looking at his invisible watch, not done yet.
To wrap up the day, and let's be honest, a single day wasn't really enough, I thought where best to send them than to the legendary Oyster Box Hotel. A chance to feast on the Indian influence they sampled earlier in the day, but at the other end of the spectrum. A luxury 5-star venue blending colonial elegance with stunning modern comforts and hospitality. They better realise how lucky they are.
I do love a dramatic sea.
It is dramatic.
It is really. I love a dramatic sea.
The Oyster Box has loads on offer, but they have their renowned curry buffet, which is plated starters, a feast of curry buffet, and then some desserts as well. And the best bit is, not only do you get to have a taste of a little bit of everything, but you've got the lapping waves behind us and the occasional flash of the lighthouse. It feels perfect. As we learned earlier, an incredible Indian population and therefore cuisine here in the city, and the spicing in this is phenomenal. Prawn samosas, shish kebabs, tandoori chicken.
Oh, it's so satisfying. You're hitting every spot.
This is the kind of food where you have to remember we have a whole buffet to go. This is just the starters. Might just have a poppadom, see how I get on.
Durban lamb, classic, but also the coastal location means the fish curry and the prawns, also, and the crab. to die for. Bon appetit, gents.
This is special.
Starting with the fish curry, it feels right when you can hear the waves.
That is sensational.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is not a normal butter
No.
chicken.
They're all a relatively similar shade of colour, and yet they all taste so vibrantly different. Like the spicing levels, not all super fiery, just deliciously spiced.
It puts the buff in buffet, doesn't it?
Oh wow. The Durban lamb is melt in your mouth good. Unreal.
Oh yeah.
That's a lively crab, is it?
That's got some pincers on it.
That may move sideways.
That one is giving it all that, you know what I mean?
The trouble is when you've got that much to choose from, and I think I only had a little spoon of half the different options. It is a feast for the senses. It smells great, it looks great. There's different textures of melt in the mouth, lamb to like, obviously the crack of a claw of crab. It's all going on.
We're not in Soweto anymore, Evers.
It's hitting all my good spots, but that includes my sweat glands.
Okay.
And actually a gentle cooling breeze should help.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Oh, phenomenal.
Very nice work, boys. We'll leave room because there's still pudding to come.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
Oh wow.
Bombay Crush ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Cardamom.
Cardamom, rose and coconut.
Yes.
Elegant and naughty.
And then a plate full of delicious sweet treats. I think there's a pistachio burfi, possibly some other burfi, almond cookie.
That is a giant pick-a-mix sweet.
They're in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Soaked to the core with syrup.
The perfect sweet treat as you end a perfect evening.
Well, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Glass of pinotage.
What day?
I
Good
can
day in
safely say
Durban.
I've never had a day like that.
That is the most unbelievable day of people and food.
Literally the one thing that's connected it all, given how different and diverse it has been, smiles.
Yes.
It's been the one thing that's seasoned everything.
So happy, smiles, smiles, smiles everywhere.
We use the word joy. The whole day has been filled with joy from people who don't have much and make the most of what they've got.
To us, who have had everything today.
Yeah.
My hands have never experienced anything like it.
They've never touched quite so much food.
No.
It's the difference between the humblest of literally homegrown or home-reared chickens and yams and sweet potatoes cooked with love and generations of skill to this, still exquisite skill, but like high-end. We're talking crab and fish and lamb and chicken and like excess, but done so well that it's just decadently brilliant.
24 hours in Durban, done.
Cheers. Just a taste. I kind of want to come back. But before that, we have another adventure in Joburg, and we still don't know where we're going.